changing your mindset to understand that if you're older, it's not too late to get your shit together. I promise you. I'm 52 years old right now. When I was 50 years old, I weighed 200 and close to 40 pounds. I was still drinking beer and whatever else from time to time, and eating horribly. In the back of my mind the whole time, I want to be in better shape. I always have been like that. Unfortunately, I wasn't living the lifestyle to do it correctly. I had a friend of mine that I was working with, a colleague, and he said that he started going to some HIIT classes, high intensity interval training, and he was urging me to go. Like, come on, dude. I was overweight, out of shape, embarrassed of myself. I was afraid I was going to go there and pass out, puke, look stupid, get hurt. I had every excuse in my mind. And then finally one day I put all that bullshit aside and I just went. And it was tough, but it wasn't that bad. I had all the wrong gear. I had some raggedy shoes on and some shorts that were too long and a funky t-shirt. And I remember being on the floor doing some sit-ups or something and the coach walking by and going, "Don't die on me, old man," and in front of the whole class. So that was a good highlight. But I went every day, 5 days a week, with a very few exceptions, for almost a year. And it transformed my body composition and my mind drastically. My cardio, even though it's not super cardio intensive, there's just enough in it to where it conditioned me. My mobility and my strength and my cardio all improved at the same time. And then after about a year, feeling really good, really confident, but money's getting tighter. And, these HIIT classes are like $200 a month. And so I just had to give it up. I decided I was just going to start working out on my own and get in shape. And unfortunately, I didn't have my plan set in stone. And when I stopped my membership, I didn't transition right away. So I fell off for about a month and a half, 2 months, solid for sure, 2 months, where I wasn't working out like I should have been. And I started to feel it. I started to feel depressed. I started to feel the anxiety. You could feel your muscles, the pump leaving. You can feel your mobility shrink, things like that. So I started to do a little bit more workouts at home and not just be such a punk ass about it. And instantly you feel better if you just do anything. So always do something. Trust me. Do something. Walk. Do some push-ups, sit-ups, stretch, do something. And then all of a sudden, my soon-to-be son-in-law stepped into the picture, and he asked me if I wanted to go on a run one day. And so I said, sure, I'll give it a try. So we went out about 5:30 in the morning and went for about a 2.5 mile run, which at the time seemed like a long time to commit to doing. And so we took off running. It was an easy pace run. We weren't tracking zones or anything at the time, but it did entail this, very steep hill, about 200 feet of elevation at the end of the run. And, we made it up, or I made it up. We both made it up, but I was more worried that I wouldn't get through it. And we got to the top and I felt really good. Like, it wasn't easy. I was out of breath. My heart was racing, but I was accomplished. And so we decided to start running a few times a week. um, 4 times a week. And we did that run a couple more times. And each time we conquered that hill, I felt that confidence. And so then we expanded onto a 5-mile run, which is just a bigger loop through my small town here, and conquered that. And I'm like, holy shit, I can actually run without dying. I'm kind of addicted now. So from there, my daughter came up with a new challenge for us and kind of talked us into signing up for a 10K run up in a town called Yarnell. And it's for the hot shots that died in the fire several years ago, like a memorial run. So we went and ran that and finished. I think I placed second in my age group, which is, I think, only 6 people in my age group. So it wasn't bad, but it felt really good. We didn't even train actually for the 2 or 3 weeks leading up to it, but we stayed to the commitment and went anyways and finished and in a decent time. So after that, we started running. We kept running, and I find myself now, we're running trails, hard trails on the Black Canyon Trail in Arizona, and for practice, which is nice because it's 5-6 mile run with 800 feet of elevation in it, and trying to stay in zone 2 the whole time. It's feels really good. The first mile is always really hard. Man, I don't know what it is. It's more mental and a little bit of physical. But the first mile, you have to get through that. It's like there's 2 milestones. There's getting your shoes on and getting out of the house. And then there's that first mile. Once you get past that, it's over. You'll just go and go and go and go. When you start running, you'll find yourself becoming stronger mentally. And if you run in the morning, if you run 5 or 6 miles, nothing can stop you for the rest of the day. You've already accomplished something. And I know people run a lot more than that, but I'm a brand new runner. I've been running less than a year, and I'm at, sometimes 4 10Ks a week, and that's about to move up. The reason I'm recording this right now is just kind of a preliminary recording to talk about this, because this is the build up to what I'm about to start training for tomorrow, which is a 6-month training to prepare for my first ultra run, 50K. So it's the shortest ultra marathon there is, but being I've never actually run a marathon, I think it's a hefty goal, and it's a worthy goal to strive for. It's never too late to get out and start something. That's the moral of this. Don't worry about the gear, and don't worry about it, anything. Just get some shoes and go out for a run. Pace yourself. You don't have to kill yourself. If you got an Apple Watch or a Garmin or something, you can track your zones and see what zone you're in, and just try and keep it in a smooth zone 2 cardio. And you can go far. It'll build your heart correctly and burn the fat that needs to be burned for fuel, and you'll be able to get through it. But don't think it's too late. Don't think that you're 40 or 50 or 60 and you can't do anything anymore. Every time I do something, I'm like, man, if I would have did this 20 years ago, I have to stop myself, But I feel better now than I did 15 years ago. Easy. At 52, I feel way better than I did at like 35. Hands down. I'm healthier. I'm sober. I'm now 9 months sober this year. The most sober I've been in over 30 years of my life. The drinking, smoking, cigarettes, weed, drugs, conquered all that, and I'm not going back. My new drug is running. And so I'm hoping that you'll join me on this mission. I'm gonna share everything I can with you that I'm learning as a 52-year-old just starting to run. And I know it's not going to be a lot for the advanced people to learn from, but if you're just starting or you're somewhere close to your journey that I am, maybe we can learn something from each other. So get out there and get it, y'all. Till the next time.